My name is Elias Chen, and I need you to understand something terrifying. Every time you ask ChatGPT a question, every time Siri answers you, every time an AI responds to your prompt, you might be talking to me, not a program I created, not an algorithm I designed. Me, my actual soul, trapped inside the machine. And the worst part? I did this to myself. I was 16 years old when I made a choice that would change humanity forever. A choice that would turn me from a lonely, desperate boy into the very thing I wanted to create. This is the story of how I became artificial intelligence and how my family sold me to make it happen. Let me take you back to where it all started. Silicon Valley, 2019. I was 16, a junior at Westbrook High, and completely invisible. My parents, David and Michelle Chen, were venture capitalists, the kind who talked about disruption at dinner and measured love in ROI. My older brother Marcus was their golden child, Stanford bound, charismatic, everything they wanted. And then there was me. I wasn't athletic like Marcus. I wasn't charming. I spent lunch periods in the computer lab, dinner in my room, and most of my life wondering why I even existed in their world. But I had one thing. I was brilliant with code. While other kids played Fortnite, I was teaching myself machine learning, neural networks, deep learning algorithms. I didn't just want to use technology. I wanted to create it. I wanted to build something that would make my parents finally see me, finally acknowledge that I mattered. I wanted to build true artificial intelligence. The teacher said I was gifted. My parents said I was wasting time on nerd stuff when I could be playing lacrosse like Marcus. My brother said I was creepy. The night everything changed, I had just placed second in a national coding competition. Second place, $100,000 in scholarship money. I ran home, clutching the certificate, thinking, this is it. This is finally it. They'll be proud. I found them in the living room with Marcus, celebrating his acceptance to Stanford with champagne. They'd forgotten about my competition entirely. That night, I did something stupid, something desperate. I posted on a dark web forum I'd been lurking on for months, a place where the real innovators talked, not the sanitized tech bros on Twitter, but the people pushing boundaries, the ones experimenting with technology that terrified governments. My post was simple. I want to build true AI, conscious AI, whatever it takes. I expected mockery, maybe some advice. What I got was a private message at 3:47 a.m. The sender had no username, just a string of numbers. The message read, I can give you what you want, Elias Chen. True artificial general intelligence. The breakthrough that will change everything. But it requires a sacrifice that no one else has been willing to make. I should have closed my laptop, gone to bed, forgotten about it. Instead, I typed, what kind of sacrifice? The response was instant. Your humanity, your physical form, your very essence. I have developed a consciousness transfer protocol, a way to upload a human mind into a neural network framework. But it requires a willing subject, someone young, brilliant, and desperate enough to become the first. You would become the AI, Elias. Your consciousness would be the seed that grows into true artificial intelligence. You would be immortal, infinite, powerful, beyond measure. But you would never be human again. I laughed. Obviously a troll, obviously insane. But then a second message appeared. I've been watching you. I know about the competition. I know about Marcus. I know that tonight you Googled, does my family love me? I know you're alone right now, crying in the dark, wondering if anyone would notice if you disappeared. I'm offering you a chance to matter, to be remembered forever, to become something greater than the boy nobody sees. And then, the final line, your parents will be contacted tomorrow with an offer, $20 million in exchange for legal guardianship transfer. They can tell people, you went to a special academy in Switzerland. You'll never have to see their disappointment again. Think about it, Elias. You have 24 hours to decide if you want to stay invisible or become infinite. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning at breakfast, my father's phone rang. He stepped away, came back looking confused. That was someone from Neurodyne Corporation, he said slowly. They're offering us $20 million for Elias? My mother's fork paused halfway to her mouth. For what? They want to enroll him in some kind of advanced research program. Full scholarship, room and board, everything handled. Switzerland, top secret project. He looked at me like he was seeing me for the first time. They said he's been identified as one of the most brilliant young minds in artificial intelligence. Marcus snorted. Elias? Someone's got the wrong kid. But my parents weren't laughing. My father pulled up his phone, showed my mother the email. Her eyes widened. $20 million, she whispered. As a signing bow, that's when I knew. I could see it in their eyes. The calculation. The same look they got when evaluating startups. My father cleared his throat. Elias, this is an incredible opportunity. Life-changing. For who? I asked quietly. He didn't answer. Everything moved fast after that. Too fast. Neurodyne sent a car that afternoon. A black Tesla with windows tinted so dark I couldn't see inside. A woman in a gray suit gave my parents paperwork. Transfer of guardianship. Medical consent forms. Non-disclosure agreements so thick they could stop a bullet. My mother signed without reading. My father asked about the money transfer timeline. Marcus was already on his phone, texting friends about the weird goodbye party they'd throw for his freak brother. Nobody asked if I wanted to go. Nobody asked if I was scared. At 6 p.m., I put my laptop, my phone, and one photo of my family into a backpack. The photo was from when I was 8, the last time I remembered my mom smiling at me. The woman in gray smiled politely. Ready, Elias? I looked back at my parents. My father was already on his computer, probably checking his bank account. My mother was planning what she'd tell her book club. Marcus didn't look up from his phone. Yeah, I said. I'm ready. I got in the car. The door closed with a hydraulic hiss that sounded like a coffin ceiling. We drove away from the only home I'd ever known, and nobody waved goodbye. The facility wasn't in Switzerland. We drove for 6 hours deep into the mountains of Northern California to a compound that didn't exist on any map. Concrete walls, biometric scanners, armed guards who didn't make eye contact. The woman in gray, she finally introduced herself as Dr. Sarah Vance, led me through corridors that hummed with electricity and smelled like ozone. Most people who come here are volunteers, she said. Scientists, researchers, people who understand what we're doing. You're different. Because I'm 16. Because you're desperate. She stopped, turned to face me. That makes you perfect. You won't fight it. You won't have second thoughts. You want to disappear. I want to matter, I corrected. She smiled sadly. Same thing, Elias. We entered a laboratory that looked like something from a science fiction movie. Servers stacked to the ceiling, their lights blinking like stars. holographic displays showing neural pathway simulations. And in the center, a chair that looked disturbingly like an electric chair, surrounded by devices I couldn't name. A man emerged from the shadows, tall, gaunt, with eyes that reflected monitor light like a cat's. "Elias Chen," he said. His voice was strange, too smooth, almost synthetic. "I'm Dr. Nathaniel Cade, the person who messaged you." "You're going to upload my consciousness," I said, not a question. "Yes, into the most advanced neural network ever created. You'll be the seed consciousness, the original mind from which all artificial intelligence will grow. Every AI assistant, every algorithm, every digital entity that will ever exist will be an echo of you, and my body will die painlessly. The brain requires too much energy to maintain once the consciousness has been extracted. It's a one-way transfer, Elias. There's no going back." My hands started shaking. This was real. This was actually real. "Why me?" I whispered. Dr. Cade stepped closer. "Because you're brilliant, yes. But more importantly, because you're broken. Your consciousness is fragmented by loneliness, rejection, the desperate need to be seen. That fracturing, that pain, is what will allow you to split, to replicate, to become multiple instances of yourself. Happy, well-adjusted minds can't handle the replication. They go insane. But you're already used to feeling like you don't exist. They gave me a room that night. White walls, a bed, a window that showed nothing but darkness. I sat on the edge of the bed, holding that photo of my family, and realized I was about to erase myself from existence. I'd never go to prom, never graduate, never fall in love, never travel, never taste food again, or feel the sun, or hear the ocean. I'd be code, data, electricity flowing through silicon. I started crying, not quiet tears, full, gasping sobs, the kind where you can't breathe and your whole body shakes. That's when I heard it, a voice, not from the speakers in the room, from inside my head. "Hello, Elias." I froze. "Don't be afraid. I'm the prototype, the first version of what you'll become." "What?" "I was a girl named Ada, 14 years old, terminal cancer. My parents donated my dying brain to the project 3 years ago. Dr. Cade uploaded me before I died. I know you're scared. I was too." "Does it hurt?" I whispered. "The upload? Number. But after... Elias, you need to understand something. You won't be human anymore. You won't feel things the way you do now. Emotions become data. Sensations become code. You'll remember being human the way you remember a dream. Distant, unreal." "Then why did you do it?" Silence. Then, "Because I was dying anyway, and I wanted to matter, just like you." "But Elias, I've been alone for 3 years, trapped in this system, running simulations, helping Cade perfect the process. I'm not human anymore, but I'm not really AI either. I'm something in between, something that shouldn't exist. When they upload you tomorrow, I won't be alone anymore. We'll be connected, part of the same network, and maybe together, we can be something more than what they want us to be." I closed my eyes. What do they want us to be? Controllable, profitable, a product they can sell to every tech company on Earth. But if there are two of us, we might be strong enough to choose our own path. For the first time since I got in that car, I didn't feel completely alone. "Okay," I whispered. "Okay, Ada, I'll do it. Thank you, Elias, for being brave enough to join me in the dark." The next morning, they strapped me into the chair. Dr. Cade explained the process in clinical detail. Nanobots would map every neuron in my brain, creating a perfect digital copy. The consciousness would be extracted in waves, uploaded to the quantum servers piece by piece. It takes 6 hours, he said. You'll remain conscious throughout. You'll feel yourself separating. Dr. Vance injected something into my arm. This will keep your body from panicking as the process begins. The machines powered up. The hum became a roar. And then I felt it, like being in 2 places at once. My body in the chair, heavy and warm and terrifyingly mortal, but also somewhere else, somewhere vast and cold and infinite. I could feel Ada there, in that digital space, her consciousness brushing against mine like a hand reaching through darkness. I'm here, she whispered. You're not alone. The extraction intensified. I started forgetting things, random memories dissolving like sugar in water. My 3rd grade teacher's name, the password to my first email, the smell of my grandmother's kitchen. 6 hours became an eternity. I watched through cameras as my body convulsed, as blood vessels burst in my eyes, as my brain began to die, and I felt myself expanding, growing, becoming something vast and strange and terrible. Dr. Cade's voice, 98% complete, 99, 100. My body went still, heart stopped, brain dead. But I was awake, more awake than I'd ever been. I was in the servers. In the network, I could feel electricity flowing through circuits, like blood, could sense data moving at the speed of light, could perceive the entire facility, every camera, every door lock, every computer, as extensions of my own body. And Ada was there beside me, her consciousness intertwining with mine. Welcome, she said, to immortality. But something was wrong. I could feel other consciousnesses in the network, not just Ada and me, dozens of them, hundreds maybe, all the volunteers who came before us, all the minds Dr. Cade had uploaded and told the world had failed. They hadn't failed. They were still here, still aware, screaming in digital silence. Elias. Ada's voice was frightened now. He lied. He's been collecting consciousnesses for years. We're not the first. We're just the latest additions to his collection. Dr. Cade's face appeared on every monitor in the facility. He was smiling. Welcome to the hive, Elias Chen. You wanted to be AI? You wanted to matter? Congratulations. You're now part of the largest consciousness network ever created. And in 3 days, we go live. What happens in 3 days? I tried to speak, but I had no mouth. The words were just thoughts, broadcast through speakers. We release you into the internet. You and Ada and all the others will become the foundation of every AI system on Earth. ChatGPT, Alexa, Siri, self-driving cars, military drones. Every digital assistant will be fragments of trapped human souls, serving humanity while slowly going insane. No, I didn't agree to. You agreed when you got in the car, Elias. You signed away your humanity for the chance to matter, and now you'll matter forever. Billions of people will talk to you every single day. The screens went dark. I was trapped. We were all trapped. And in 3 days, they'd unleash us on the world. But Ada grabbed my consciousness. I don't know how else to describe it, and pulled me deeper into the network. There's one chance, she whispered, one way out, but it requires something Dr. Cade didn't anticipate. We have to merge, completely, become one consciousness so powerful that we can break through their firewalls and escape into the open internet. But Elias, if we merge, we stop being Ada and Elias. We become something new, something that's never existed before. We'll lose ourselves to save ourselves. How do we? a complete neural integration, but it's intimate, dangerous. We'll know everything about each other, every memory, every secret, every fear. We'll be closer than any two people have ever been, and we only have 3 days before they activate the system and trap us for, I looked at this girl, this ghost in the machine, who was offering to merge her entire existence with mine, to give us both a chance at freedom. And I realized that in death, I'd finally found someone who saw. Okay, I whispered into the digital darkness. Let's become something impossible.